So today we're going to be doing an expansion on the wood side of the camp with a sugarcane plantation. Because refining honey to make sugar, it's alright, but it's not going to be enough to keep a consistent supply of pumpkin pie, which is the primary food source of the woods camp. It's a little bit better for saturation and hunger than the bread that's the primary food source of the plains camp. Okay, so this is gonna be it's gonna be similar to the apple orchard, where it's one individual building for housing the worker or the person that's working on this project, and then it's going to have an external area. For the apple area, it was a apple squeezer for juicing apples. For this area, it's going to be a copper boiler to turn, which is how they turned sugarcane into raw sugar in the past, and what we're going to be going as for like a visual. Because you can still squeeze sugarcane juice out and then use the pulp to do things like make paper without destroying the pulp. Let's see. No, I think I'll have an oak first area. I'll put the spruce up top. So, I'll be showing off a different version of the peaked roof this time. The woods area is filled with slanted. But this is going to be one of the simpler buildings, where it's just 4 framed walls with an oak foundation, and then the roof above the framed areas is all going to be spruce. So, with this one more expansion to the woods area, I'm going to start working on the woods camp's version of the manor house, which is going to be a watchtower over by the mountain near the woods clearing, where they store some of their timber before use. I've already made a essentially mountain cut stairway path, where the other one is a gradual path that snakes up and down the mountain. This is one that's cut into the mountain, and it's just a flat cobblestone staircase all the way up. So for this, the top is going to be a lot more pointed than the edges. So I'm gonna have that there. And then I'm gonna vary it with slabs instead. Like that. In order to produce it. And the roof is just gonna be capped with slabs as well. So, at the moment, in this area, we have a total of 3 different wood types that we could possibly use, which is spruce, birch, which is now the worst, pale wood type in the game, now that there's the creaking and the pale forests. And also plain oak. So for this area, it's gonna stay a mix of oak and spruce. I found a biome with every type of wood type, but most of them are at least 1,000 blocks away. And we'll need to upgrade the woods camp's shipping significantly before we can go and access those wood types, as well as producing small logging camps at each wood site just to be able to harvest the wood sustainably. As for the Pale Garden, I've only been able to find one of them, and it's located inside of a dark oak biome. Which kind of makes sense, but it's a very small one, so I'll still be looking for a different pale oak if I can find it. So as you see with this roofing, it's a lot sharper about midway through, and it goes straight up. And then we're going to cap it from the inside to make it a more gradual cover. Yes. So just capping out these corners. Another thing, now that we're finally working on the woods camp again, I get to use alternative light sources, because we have access to candles and a couple other things in this area. I'm going to take spruce and just cap those there so it blends together. So we have trapdoor-based windows. As though this is kind of an artisan good, like how the apple orchard was. It's much more of a refinement and industrial application than a true artisan good. So it's more of function over form and practicality. So this area is not going to be having glass, at least at the moment, apart from the glass blowing required to produce the bottles of honey. So, now for the set dressing. This area needs a bed, a couple crafting stations, a table. Now there is a a spruce trapdoor. I'm not in the mood to use that. No, spruce pressure plate. But I'm going to be using a spruce trapdoor instead for the capping of the table, with one corner just out so I can add candles or item frames. I'm gonna need campfires and smokers for outside. And this area, it will be getting its own banner soon, in case you were wondering about that. But their banner is gonna be a lot more plain, a lot more restricted, because they only truly have access to 2 types of coloration. Well, 3, which is white, black, and gray. So the others are going to be a lot more colorful. Let's see. So I'm going to add candles as well as barrels outside. So we're going to set up a boiler just here. So this boils the barrels filled with sugarcane juice to crystallize them. And then, where is it? I'm going to take a copper bulb and a lightning rod and work it as though it's a collection still. So this refines the juice. Any liquid comes up and out through here, and then you scrape the bottom of the barrels in order to collect the solid powder. I'm gonna light this area up with normal lanterns and black candles, because they have a lot of squid ink from this area. If you remember from making the dyer's hut for the plains doesn't have access to any black, like, dyes, apart from trading with the woods camp. And the woods camp dyes would be quite expensive, because it's the furthest camp away. So they tend to make more do with white and black, and even just gray. So black candles, very, like, small touch, but it would be what is preferred for inside. Let's see. Now sugarcane. There's some people that say sugarcane grows fastest on sand. Some say it grows fastest on just normal soil or packed earth. In truth, there isn't any variation in how fast it grows naturally. There is a bit of variation depending on how close you are and the light level, whether it's being lit up by a torch during the night, so there's constant grow time. But the actual material that it grows on doesn't affect how fast it grows. So you can put it on dirt, no problem, which is how they would have had it in a kind of marshed area where they've put a lot of water through the area in order to keep the sugarcane hydrated. Because as all of our cash crops, it's very expensive with water. Luckily, this is nice and close to the river, which is why I chose this location. I'm gonna have to move this out of one to be able to give it a good just path up to the front door. So we're going to be producing paper next, and that's going to be the first proper amount of paper in this entire area. Because you can use crushed sugarcane by pulling apart the threads, bleaching, and just putting it together with a bone or carrion glue in order to produce sheets of paper in a similar way to wood pulp. But there we go. I'm gonna swap into the woodsman's leather. There you go. Preset dressing.